Once you get a good thick consistency. Since I made that convenient little mess, like I did that on purpose, you can just kind of put it right here. And now, this is the hard part. So you wanna, I'm going for like a kind of a hard dough, because I always make it too thin for some reason. And when you make it, the thinner it is, what happens is when it's too thin, or when the dough is too elastic and kind of stretchy, if you don't use a bread mold, then what happens is it just kind of flattens out and it just doesn't look good. You know, it's like it tastes good, it just doesn't look good.
It looks like a really flat, squished piece of bread.
Yeah, it's like having flat bread, and if you want a flat bread, well, go ahead and have flat bread, but you know what I'm saying? Not on my watch, though. I don't know. See, now I'm really making a mess.
Dave's really good at doing that. Making bread is like an ordeal because flour gets everywhere. It even gets on the couch.
And I do everything with my hands, because as Kim said, cooking is a very up close and personal thing for me. I just get in there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just the kind of cook I am. And then this is my new kneading technique. I squeeze it, and I squeeze it, and I squeeze it, and when that happens is it pushes all the flour on the inside.
So you're giving it like a bread massage.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to put seasoning in this, you would have put it in when you mix it in the bowl, right? Like if you wanted to put like a herb or something in there?
Absolutely. Or you could do it now, but you do it when it's kind of thin.
You could also sprinkle it on top if you wanted to.
That's
right?
dusting. Dusting is the word I'm looking for. Because all the breads I've made, their shape they always kind of like fall over, and it's kind of disappointing. So I'm really going for like a tough one. You know, because I don't want that mistake to happen again, especially on film. But if it does happen, well, you can laugh at me. I don't care, because I've been working real hard on this.
Can we see? Can you bring it up to the camera so we can see what it kind of looks like, the texture?
Yeah. So I'll just. You kind of don't want a technique. Sorry, I'll hold still.
Okay.
A technique I've been forgetting when I've been doing all this is actually, which I don't know how much it's going to affect my bread, but you knead it right, and then you give it a break to kind of recollect its muscle. But a little too late. It's too late to apologize. It's just too late.
So how much more are you gonna massage the bread?
I think we're about good. What do you think?
Yeah. It looks pretty good.
Looks pretty tough, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you when it's bake time. 5 hours later, we have risen bread. And you could bake them like this, or wait a few hours and bake them, but what I do is something that's taught to me, and I think it relaxes the dough so it creates bigger air bubbles. So this may break your heart to see this, but pop in the dough. Julia Childs used to punch it, so I'm a lot nicer. But hey, she made more money than I do, so she can do what she wants. We are going to put a dusting on it. So we're going to spray it with a spray bottle.
What's in the spray bottle, Dave?
Agua, water. And then we're going to lightly dust it.
And what's that?
Cornmeal. You can use anything. You can use rye flour. If you were feeling kind of weird, you could put a bunch of chips in the blender and use that as dusting. I just thought of that myself, so I don't know if I think it'd be good because it's kind of salty, but and the chips are just made of corn. Yeah, I know. You're probably thinking, Dave, you're really strange. But I would do it, and I bet you'd be good if you didn't tell your friends what it was. Okay. Now, we are going to let the artist Kim Franklin do the cuts. So she's going to get behind her camera. And she is going to cut some pretty deep lines in this sourdough.
Okay, I'm headed over. I got it zoomed in.
She
so
doesn't
we can
like big
see it.
knives. This is my trick. Just kidding. I just kind of happen that way.
So I kind of like the extravagant checker mark kind of thing. Whereas Dave just likes to put 3 cuts in his. I like to get kind of fancy. So.
She's the artist.
That's my fancy cut right there.
Why don't you bring that bad boy close to the camera?
Notice the checker pattern.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig it.
I got it. Okay. There it is. Oh, that is freaking beautiful, honey. Day of the plant here. 3 hours later, ready to bake the bread. So, gotta heat the temperature up to 450 degrees. And some people like to spray the bread every 10 minutes with water. Be careful if you're going to do that to not hit your oven light because it'll explode and there will be glass everywhere. We're just going to get started off with a nice little mist. And no, my bread did not multiply. This is how I do it. Open the oven. And watch for steam. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's grab it right here. Hopefully this will go good. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. Close the oven. And the bread is cooked. Just leave it like that for like 40 minutes. And I do not recommend putting pans in the bottom of your oven with water in it to cause the bread to moisten because it ruins your stove and it's just not good for your stove.
So you have it, what's the temperature again?
450
For how long?
till it's done.
And how much does it usually take for your bread?
20-30 minutes.
Cool.
But watch it. And the way you know it's done is you tap on it and it'll make a hollow sound. And I'll show you when the bread's done.
Go for it.
Okay, the bread is done. It took about 15 minutes. I honestly just tell it's done by looking at it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. And this is going to be probably the best loaf of bread I've ever made. And you can tell it's done because when you tap on it like this, see that hollow sound? Oh yeah, that means it's done. But I'm pretty happy with that. You can see the air bubbles. You can smell it.
Cut it open, let's try.
So we're gonna cut it open. I'm a little nervous.
Oh yeah.
Delicious.
Yum.